Guys, welcome to or welcome back to Cooking with Pouncy. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and please share and let me know what you think. Today I'm going to be doing some roasting, oven roasting, if you will. I don't know if there's any other kind of roasting, but oven roasting of some vegetables and kind of sort of progressive cooking with sweet potato. Well, bake these sweet potatoes, I should say. I got 4, as you can see there. And one of the things I was mindful of as I was purchasing these was the consistency and the size of them. And of course, I do that simply because if they're more uniform in size, they're going to cook about the same amount of time. I'm going to put these in at 425, and I'm going to cook them for about 45 minutes. I might need a little more time, and I'll get to that point when I open that door. And if they're not ready, I'll just leave them there for a little bit longer. But again, I'm going to start them out at 425 for about 45 minutes, and we'll see what happens, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to puncture them, kind of peering down to see if you guys are seeing what I'm doing. I'm going to puncture them with this fork. You can do it with any kind of fork. Just put some little punctures in them all over. Let the steam out. And I've done baked potatoes any which way you can imagine, including rubbing oil all over them, Crisco all over them, and you name it, I've done it. I've wrapped them in foil or not wrapped them in foil and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I've found over the years that all you got to do, get yourself a fork and stick some holes in the skin, and you're going to be good to go. So anyway, 45 minutes later, at 425 degrees, these should be ready. And I'm going to put those in the oven right now, and then I'll show you the other stuff. I won't shut the camera off. I'll be right back. I got to turn around and get these in the oven. And it's already heated. The potatoes were also washed before I did this whole process. So I'm sliding them in the middle rack here, and they're going to be timed for 45 minutes. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do here, then, with these vegetables that I've got, and what I'm going to do here, what I thought about doing here in terms of progressively cooking this stuff, is to I'm going to do these things, and I'm going to bag them up. I'm going to be putting them in food saver bags. Ziploc bags, I should say, not the food savers. I got some, but I'm going to just be putting them in some quart bags as I get them done. I'm going to partially cook them, even more on the al dente side than not. I'm going to be doing that on a cooking sheet, and I'm going to add some olive oil. That's what I'm going to need. What you're going to need too if you're going to do this. The things I am going to put on, and don't throw cans at me, guys. You got to try it if you haven't. This stuff is called Meat Magic. I'm not promoting anybody's product, but I'm doing this simply because you can use this stuff on anything. Meat Magic is akin to Lawry's seasoning salt, or this is Morton's here. I like this stuff a lot. I put my olive oil on there. I might even sprinkle a little bit of rosemary on these vegetables as well, like green beans, some fresh green beans here. One package, and this is a 12-ounce package of green beans. They've already been washed about 15 times, and they're ready to be cooked. I'll be putting those on my pan as well. I've got some cauliflower and broccoli here. I've got some zucchini. I got one piece of zucchini. I used the other piece the other day, and I've got some yellow squash or summer squash in there as well. And a red bell pepper. Let me take this out for you. Again, I used some of this the other day in some stuff I was cooking. And so that's going to be part of my cooking it as well. So then I've got some orange peppers. My goodness, there's all different kinds here. They're pretty. Yeah, and I got a yellow pepper. I'm going to also put these in the oven at the same 425 that those potatoes are in at. And I cook them for about 12 minutes. And I'm ready to bag them up in my little Ziploc bags. They'll be cold as I do that process. Now I'll just portion them out in these bags, and I'll put them in the refrigerator or the freezer. You can certainly do that. And I reheat them actually in the oven rather than putting them in the microwave. And when I do that, I'll do that at about 275 degrees for whatever amount of time it takes to get them back to temperature. But you don't have to cook them anymore, because even bringing them back to the 275 is going to be cooking them a little bit. I'm cutting my peppers and getting the membrane out and all that. But I thought maybe I should hold on for just a second and show those of you that might not know. I see people cutting their green peppers like this, okay? They're going down through it, and they're cutting them like that. And then they take the membrane and the seeds out like this, okay? And so what they wind up with is a piece like this. Cut the pepper in half like this. You got to take your hand and push that stem down and it comes right out, okay? You don't lose any pepper, and I've seen people actually throwing this part away because once they cut it, they throw the stem and this away. So, and here's the what's called the membrane right here. I'm gonna pull that out because it's got seeds sticking to it. And I'm gonna take those off, and certainly the sticker from the produce company will come off. So I'm gonna do that, and let's get these cut like I'm gonna cut them, okay? And I'm gonna make the chunks kind of big here too. Like that. All right, these have been washed, guys. Wash all this stuff before you cook it. I'm going to turn that one around. Just going to cut that in half. And I'm going to throw these in my little stainless steel bowl here. And if you remember what I'm going to do here, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to season these. So let's put these in there. And these bad boys right here. And you know, it's just my wife and I, and as I said, this is a progressive process, cooking process, where I'm cooking a bunch of stuff off here. I'm going to put it in bags and all that stuff and put some in the freezer. And I'll have, so when I'm ready to put my entree, whatever I might be making, or center a plate item, all I've got to do is just heat my vegetables. Vegetables are already done and good to go, right? So I've got my peppers in there. Here's my already washed cauliflower and broccoli, and I'm going to leave them because they are pretty much already separated, as you can see here. All right, so I'm just pretty much not going to cut these at all. That one's fine. I'm just going to dump those in here, a whole lot of them. I got one fairly large piece of cauliflower here, as you can see. I'm going to cut that in half. Let's put that a little bit. I've got that now. I've got my yellow squash, and I didn't find any more squash at the market today. But I'm going to use what I've got, and I've got just this here. I've got yellow peppers as well, so I've got plenty of color. And what I try to do is make it pretty too. So I'm going to also cut these in chunks, about an inch. Okay. I think I'll throw these in with the peppers, and I just snip the end off, as you just saw it, little stem, and just the butt end of it off as well. I'll cut it in half. Okay. And I'll do the same with these. Cut them in chunks, about an inch. There you have it. And again, in the same bucket here. All right, so got those are good to go. I'm going to do these as well. So what I think I'll do though, I'm going to go separate both of these. Once I start panning them up, I want them all to be going in the same direction, kind of sort of. And if I just jumble them all up with the rest of this stuff, they're going to get buried in there. So I don't want to do that. Okay. And they're going to go in there. Those look good. Okay. What I'm going to do is I've got all these components together. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil. I think I've shown you all the ingredients I'm going to use. Again, I'll run back through it. Some olive oil, some Parmesan cheese. I think I won't put the cheese on right now, guys, because I don't want to have to deal with reheating it with the cheese. I'll put the cheese on. I think the reason I brought it out to show you when I'm ready to serve these things. So when I reheat them, this is when I'll use my shredded Parmesan or grated Parmesan, either or, okay? So I won't be putting that on them now to pre-cook them, but I do put this on them when I'm preparing them for dinner. And again, I'm going to use this Meat Magic as I turn now and start to get my vegetables coated with oil. And I do use olive oil. You can use any oil you want, I suppose, but I'm going to use some olive oil for these things here. So I'm going to put a little olive oil on each one, and I'm going to guess here, guys. I'm talking about maybe a teaspoon and a half on each one, and I'm going to do that on those. I'm going to do that on these, give or take, and I'm guessing a teaspoon and a half on each one, and 3/4 of a tablespoon, whatever. So I'm going to be tossing these here with my little fingers, and no, I'm not. So I'm going to toss these like so. Guys, when you're working with glass, be careful. Be very, very careful. And I say that because I don't want to hit this glass on another glass, so that I put myself and everybody else in danger. Some olive oil on each one of these containers here, and I kind of stir them around here a little bit. Here's my meat magic stuff that I was talking about, and this is akin to a Lowry seasoning salt, and this is season all it's called, and that's a Morton's product. So you can liberally sprinkle this on your vegetables. Takes very well, takes very well, and it's very tasty, and it doesn't take away the flavor of the vegetables themselves. I'm going to toss them a little bit, put a little bit more on the other side, and it really enhances the flavor. I'm actually eating more vegetables now than I've ever eaten in my life, and I'm liking them, and I guess everybody should eat vegetables, and I have a problem sometimes, but sometimes I don't practice what I preach, but I'm trying to get the way I need to be. Anyway, so as you can see, and again, it's got an amount of salt in it, so you do need to be careful in terms of sprinkling too much on, because you can get too much on, but you can. And so I'm going to just start laying them on the pan. And again, these are only going to cook for about 12 minutes. There's my other vegetables, and I'm going to put my green beans right here, because they're all going to cook about the same time. Okay, they're going to be about the same length of time, I should say. I got to be careful with my broccoli and my cauliflower, because that does cook quickly. Now, these look very good. I'm sure you'll agree. Nothing has happened yet in terms of cooking, but I think they look very good, very colorful. Cameras, guys. I'm going to dump these as in the cauliflower and the broccoli, on this pan. Can you see that, guys? I'm going to put these on this pan. Let me spread those out. I'm excited about this, guys. I love what I'm doing. I like this. It's fun. And I'm about ready to put them in the oven. Not right now, but I got to wait for a little bit until it's time for that last 12 minutes or so of the sweet potatoes cooking. My oven's still at 425. I've got about another 12 minutes on those potatoes. So that's going to be my time that I'm going to put my vegetables in. And you can see that. I've got this here, complete, right all by itself, and that's going to go in there. And here's my cauliflower, my broccoli, and I'm going to slide it right in next to my potatoes. And for the next 12 minutes, they're going to come out and they're going to be al dente, and I'm going to get them cold and cool down cold and put them in bags and stuff, okay? The veggies has been in there for about 12 minutes. I don't want to cook them any longer than that. So I'm going to take them out. See here? Very hot. They look really good. They look fantastic. Some of my board here. Yeah. They look fantastic. Still sizzling. And mind you now, they're still cooking a bit too, because they're still sizzling. You can still see the steam coming off of them here. I think you can. There you are. They're still sizzling. And that means, of course, again, you got to time them just right, because they're still cooking even as I took them out of the oven. So I'm going to get them cool down. I'm about leaving them out of the oven here, so they can cool down and they'll get cold and I'll put them in the oven. The potatoes are also ready. It has been 45 minutes on these potatoes. And I know that these guys are ready. Ready as well, and I did it with my hand with the touch. They're nice and soft, and again, all I did was I vented them, okay, by sticking little holes in them so that the steam could escape them. Again, I cooked them at a high temperature. They're all about uniform in size, which means they're all got done about the same time. And so this is a progressive part of how I cook as well. We won't eat these potatoes tonight, or maybe even not even tomorrow, but I'll cool these down, and I'll put these in a gallon Ziploc bag, and put them in my refrigerator. So whenever we want a side dish like a potato, my wife and I will split one of these, and we'll have a potato there. And again, now I'm going to be doing it with these vegetables that I prepared over here as well. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have, and hoping that you enjoy it when you make it for yourself and your family as well. If you like this video, please subscribe and let me know what you think. And again, I thank you so much for tuning into Cooking with Pouncy. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again, guys.